Most people think that they need more motivation and more discipline in order to be consistent, especially around the new year. But in reality, what you actually need is biological safety. Before your body can properly regulate sleep, stress, and help you maintain habits, it needs reliable fuel. Nutrition isn't just one part of wellness. It is quite literally the foundation everything rests on. And today we're going to be talking about why simplifying your nutrition is actually the fastest way to build momentum and lasting health and wellness.
If your wellness journey has you stuck in a cycle of overwhelm and inconsistency, it's time to lean in. Together, we are unlocking the confidence and clarity to make your health feel like a peaceful return home. Welcome to the Health Habit Podcast. I'm Maria, a nature-loving herbalist, science-obsessed nutrition therapy practitioner, and your guide to holistic healing. If you're ready for realistic routines that bring more presence and fulfillment into your life, then brew up some tea or crack open a kombucha and let's get into it.
I want to start today by telling you a little story, because this story is why I care so deeply about simplicity when it comes to nutrition and overall wellness. For as long as I've been alive, both of my grandfathers had type 2 diabetes, and they were anticipating having to be on insulin for the rest of their lives. But eventually, one of my grandfathers decided that he wanted to find a holistic nutrition clinic to look for a different way of living. He was gone for a few weeks, and through food, lifestyle changes, and practical support, his health transformed to the point that he no longer needed to take insulin. That moment changed me forever. I went on to earn a degree in nutrition and dietetics, and I truly believed that I was stepping into the world that had helped my grandfather heal. But what I found instead was an approach that was complex and frankly disconnected from real life. It was all about endless macro calculations and rigid meal mapping and just designing these perfect plans that looked good on paper but really translated into sustainable change for real women with real lives. What was missing was the practicality, the personalization and humanity, the long-term transformation. And that disconnect is what ultimately led me towards the holistic approach to health and why I created the Health Habit. Because I believe that wellness should feel supportive rather than overwhelming, nourishing and simple rather than rigid. Wellness isn't something that you should be white-knuckling your way through every January, every day, and every week. And that's why I created the Wellness Consistency Coaching Program, to take concepts like the ones you learn inside this podcast and turn it into simple, personalized foundations that you can actually live with long-term. We don't chase perfection. We don't stack rules on top of rules. We co-create a wellness routine that fits your life, supports your unique body, and builds momentum that you can sustain well beyond the new year. So if you're ready to stop overcomplicating your health and start building something that feels steady, grounded, and fulfilling, then I would love for you to join me inside Wellness Consistency Coaching. This is where we turn insight into embodied change together. I have been laser focused on holistic health for the past 6 years, and even though I explore every facet of holistic wellness, nutrition is time and time again one of the absolute foundations of wellness. And it's because nutrition affects every single body system. It is a non-negotiable daily need. Every cell requires nutrients, not just calories, but nutrients to produce energy, regulate hormones, build and repair tissues, support immune function, maintain brain and cognitive health, and also provide us emotional stability. Nutrition directly influences our energy levels, our mood and stress response, immune resilience, long-term disease risk, how well and gracefully we age, and also just the entire lifespan. If we don't provide ourselves with adequate nutrition, chances are we are not going to live as long, and the quality of our life is probably going to go down as well. But unfortunately, in the modern Western world, mild to moderate micronutrient deficiency is extremely common. About 30% of adults experience something called hidden hunger. They're getting adequate calories, but they're lacking the nutrients that the body needs to thrive. And so they're going to feel hungry. They're going to continuously crave the foods that they think are providing their nutrition. But on the inside, their body is struggling because it's lacking those critical micronutrients, the things that allow that tissue repair and immune resilience and all of the important aspects of our health and wellness. So although severe deficiencies are very rare in the Western world, micronutrient deficiencies are common. And it's not that people don't care. There are many factors at work here. Nutrition education is very underemphasized. Even doctors receive little to no nutrition education, even though nutrition is absolutely vital to how well the body functions. And at the same time, food quality has declined, and the things that we tend to fill our diet with can be problematic, to say the least. And then there's also this complexity layered in. There's so much noise about what's good and what's bad. And at the same time, we have this diet culture that is propagating food rules and rigidity, things that turn our attention away from consistent, nourishing nutrition, and can quite honestly create this psychological and physiological cycle of damage within the body. And on top of it, our lives are so busy. So it's difficult for people to sit down and to really think about, how can I support my nutrition? So there's a lot of things at play here, things that we need to overcome to truly step into this health mindset, where we can realize that nutrition not only fuels our body, but also our minds and our lives, and that it is so worth taking a moment to build systems around and really begin to prioritize in our lives. And something that I always tell my clients is that we are not aiming for perfection. You are not going to have a perfect diet every single day. What we're really trying to build is a life that supports our nutrition most of the time. We're really aiming for most of the time. So what I'd really love for you to take away from this episode is that nutrition is one of the fastest ways that you can build momentum and stabilize your body. And it does not require complexity. You can make everything overwhelming and complicated if you'd like to, but truly, simplicity reduces the stress. And if you can reduce the stress around your perfect nutrition, you're going to decrease your cognitive load, all the thoughts and mental clutter in your brain. And when we have clearer brains, there's less stress hormones. And the stress hormones that can come with diets and complex rules undermines the digestion, the sleep, and the habit follow through that we're trying to build in the first place. So return to simplicity, my love. Return to simplicity. Your body and your mind will thank you. As I said, it's about reliable nourishment most days, providing predictable, balanced meals that stabilize your blood sugar, reduce decision fatigue, and create internal rhythm. This biological safety that comes from having more nourishment in your life is going to build your capacity to follow through on all of your goals, not just your health and wellness goals, but also your life goals as well. And it's going to make consistency so much easier. As somebody that has spent most of their life experimenting with various wellness plans, I can very confidently tell you that complexity increases inconsistency. And if you can get consistent, even with the smallest little thing, It is going to improve your overall outcome more than perfection ever will. So what I would like for you to focus on this week is just rethinking your breakfast. How can you make your breakfast even healthier, more intentional? Because if you can start your day prioritizing your nutrition, you will naturally begin to think of yourself as somebody that prioritizes their nutrition, somebody that eats healthy, somebody that prioritizes health. And that subtle shift will absolutely transform your ability to be consistent with your wellness goals overall. Building your identity, letting your habits become part of who you are. That is such a large part of what I do within wellness consistency coaching because it transforms things more than perfection and the absolute most gorgeous health plan you can even imagine ever will. It's about finding those small consistencies that you can add into your life that make you realize that you are capable, you are healthy, and you can do it. If today's episode helped you see nutrition and wellness as something that really can feel simple and supportive, I would love for you to 1, leave me a review in Apple Podcast, and 2, send this to a friend. Please spread the healing, spread the knowledge to somebody that you care about. And if you are looking to co-create a wellness routine that you can sustain well past January and all the way through 2026, then please come join me inside Wellness Consistency Coaching. I love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.